Pastor Sunday, you mentioned something in one of the points that led to this new God Embassy Church. And through History Makers training, we discovered some of the other points. And one of the major points that spoke to me was time. And the way this was portrayed is that if you look at church history, the way we've been doing church over the last 100 years is still the way we're doing church now. But the way we communicate has changed drastically, even in the last 5 years, has changed drastically. So you'll see that time is moving, the world is moving, culture is moving, but the church is remaining the same. And we're trying to fight and wonder why we're not being effective. Now, my question is, what are the characteristics of time that made you notice that we are behind? What do you look out for in time and the movement of time that say, no, we need to change the way we're doing things in church now?
Well, I never really begin to think about it. But like I said, pain has a way of teaching us that we will not otherwise pay attention to. So because I was here and I was seeing I began to analyze. I had a lot of time to think because I was not traveling, not doing anything, just thinking and examining people and talking to people. That was when I went out to talk to people and I was telling them, tell me the truth. I began to invite people to my house here. What's your lifestyle like? What do you do? So because I was wondering, what shocked me was that I discovered most Christians were not like me. So I began to wonder. I know I'm not especially gifted. I'm not special in any way. I know I'm just ordinary. And I was wondering why they were not like me. So that was the first question I threw to them. Do you think Pastor Sunday, Pastor Sunday is your pastor? Yeah. Do you think you can be like Pastor Sunday? Well, I don't know where God called him. I said, okay, why is it that Pastor Sunday is different from you? Why do you think I said, but I've been teaching you could all do the same thing. Why do you think you cannot do the same thing? I began to ask them straight questions. And I began to discover that the way they spend their time is different from the way I spend my time. What they do, the way they develop themselves is different from the way I develop. They don't develop themselves sometimes. And the way they work on the world is different from the way I work on the world. I began to discover that most people live a frivolous lifestyle. And they just live in vanity. They just live, they just waste time. They don't even notice it. Most of the things that people spend their time and life, not even time, life on, if you gather them all together and want to derive the real meat, the real everything, the eternal thing, just examine your day and find out how much minutes, how much time is spent on eternal things. Things that could really be considered in heaven. Eternal. How much minutes in all the daily activities, how many of them could qualify for eternity? How much of them could last for time and eternity? I began to discover that eternity and eternity's eternal considerations were not what was motivating people's actions. And that was not an underlining factor in most Christians' behavior. Unlike me, I thought everybody was like me. So I needed to change that. So I began to put things in place that now began to allow them to get rid of those things, those demons that will come to pick the seed of, and then to get rid of those cares of the world, the frivolous things that will come and shock the world and kill it and kill it in. And then I began to think about those things that don't allow it to take root.
Wow.
Yeah, those